Okay, number 10 from the Regents exam I gave you guys on Friday on your way out. Which one has zeros at -3, 0, and 4? All right, so I should have 3 answers here, right? Okay, well, I think I can get rid of 1 and 2. Because I need, if I'm going to have 3 answers, I should have 3 factors. Here I only have 2 factors. All right, so here you go. What if, let's go to choice number 3, you ended up with this after factoring. What is your next step after you factor from this? You set each of them equal to 0. So we have x equals 0. Over here would be what? -3, and here would be +4. Is that what I needed? Yep. Okay, if you set number 4 equal to 0, you'll get +3 and -4, which is the opposite of what they're looking for. Okay, so 3 answers should have 3 terms that I've factored already. Also, another way to do it, I'll get to everyone's question in a second. Another way to do it, everyone has calculators with the y equals screen, correct? You could literally plug that into your y equals screen, don't double distribute. See where it crosses what for the zeros? The x-axis. And you'll see that this one right here is the only one that crosses at -3, 0, and 4. Jack, you're up. $13. I am going to solve this, but let's talk about the easy way out of this. It's multiple choice, right? The answer's up there somewhere. What can you do with all 4 multiple choice real easily? Matt? Plug them in for x and see which one is less than 7. There's one easy way out of it. And you guys have a store button too, which makes it even easier. I would store -13 in for x. 47 minus 4x. Is that number you get in your calculator less than 7? Keep going after that. All right, keep going. So everyone good there? Use those multiple choices to your advantage. Solve. I have to go over solving it because I don't know if this may be in a part 1 or you got to show your work part 2, 3, or 4. You guys take over from here. First step, whole thing. Number 27, doing the whole thing. First step. Well, it's already positive, so that's going to be kind of tough to add it over. Subtract it over. What's left? Here we go. Left side. Less than. Okay, next step. X, what do you get on this side? 10, but what did you just divide by? What's the rule with a negative divided by a negative in the inequalities? Flip the sign. So x has to be greater than 10. What number up there, Jack, is the only number greater than 10? That's equal to 10. This is anywhere did you see an equal sign? No. Nowhere did I have an equal sign. So just because that came out to be 10 doesn't mean the answer is 10. It's an inequality. Anything greater than 10. So we're going with 11. Okay? Just because you got a 10 there's no equal sign there. All right, so it can't be equal to 10 here. Tom, let's go. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff going, a lot of reading. All right, that automatically scares me a lot when there's a lot of reading right there. M, what's M representing? No, more than mowing. Hours mowing, and G represents hours planning. All right. He pays $12 per hour for mowing lawns. So what can I put for that one? 12M. And 14 for planting gardens. 14 G. I'll get back there in a second. And would like to earn at least $250 doing this. So when I add them together, what symbol should I put for at least $250 he wants to make? Greater than or equal to 250. So there's my first one. But there's two equations I need to set up. The second one comes from right here, that he can only work a maximum of 40 hours. And remember, M and G are our hours. So when I add up the mowing hours plus the gardening hours, maximum of 40. Less than or equal to 40. No money goes with this at all because M and G are the number of hours I need to spend. Okay, so that ended up being choice 1. Okay. Yep, Marco. Okay, and invested 1,000. That really is not going to make any difference because you look at the multiple choices, they're all 1,000. And interest rate, 1.3%. No deposits, 2 years. The 2 doesn't make a difference because they're all exponents of 2. Which one represents it? Is this growing or decaying? Okay, so automatically I can at least get rid of those 2 bad boys. What's my percent? So since it's growing, it's going to be 1 plus that rate, but as a decimal. What is it? 0.013 as a decimal, correct. And there you go. Okay? Got to put it in as a decimal. Yep, Matt.
On 16, is it minus 1 that the vertex is like it shows up in the equation 15
Well, you get no. You got to remember something with these are all in what we call vertex form, and I'm gonna have, if you want to write it down, fine. If not, well, I'll go over this vertex form. Y equals x minus h all squared plus k. And h and k represent the numbers that are in place of h and k. That's the vertex. Okay, I'm going to keep going with this, though, because there's a lot more I got to talk about. What was the vertex here? According to the graph, what's the highest, the max value vertex here? 1525. Okay, so plug it in with me here, Matt. What's the x coordinate of the vertex? X minus 15 squared plus, what's your k value, the y value? 25. And now here's the question that goes out to everybody, because choices 3 and 4 both have those. The difference is they have a 1/2 in front and a negative 1/2 in front. How do I know which one to pick? The one with the 1/2 or the one with the negative 1/2? Because it does matter. 27, which one to pick and why? Is this opening up or is it opening down? And what have we always said about the number in front when it opens down? It has to be a negative, so that's why it was choice 4 versus choice 3, everybody. Okay, everyone understand that? Because it's opening down, the A value had to be negative, so that's why I chose 4 instead of 3. I'm going to ask you number 8. We went over this topic last week, so coming back again. Okay, for that problem, here we go. Number 2, want to start explaining here for this problem. What's the solution? Okay, we'll go. It's correct. I just want you to go through with everyone and myself why it's no solution.
So I plugged in the y into the second equation.
You plugged in what?
The y equals 2x.
So you plugged in 2x plus 8 into here.
And then I solved.
So let me, 3 times negative 2x plus 2x plus 8 equals 12. Yep.
And then I distributed the 3.
Well, you want to do anything inside first?
Oh yeah, combined the 2x.
And what happened?
And they canceled.
So you had 3 times 8 equals 12.
And then that equaled 24. Equals 12.
Yep. That's not true. So there is no solution. Also, did anybody try to put both in the y equals and put them in your calculator? Okay, let's do that then. Let's do that right now. First thing I'm going to ask somebody to do is please get that into y equals form for me. You're not ready for your calculator yet. You got to get that second equation to y equals for me, please. Get it into y equals. First step, distribute the 3. Negative 6x plus 3y equals 12. Get y by itself right now. Get y by itself. How? Okay, let's turn this problem over to number 4 now. How do I get y equals now? 4? Well, what do I do first to get this started? Okay, so 3y equals 6x plus 12. Next step to get it going to y equals 10. Okay, how about 15? Okay, so go ahead. Y equals divide by 3. Plus, okay, everyone in the, first of all, what should happen here when you graph it? Where's the solution going to be? Where these two what? Intersect, graph both of them right now. Y1, Y2. 2x plus 8, 2x plus 4. Graph both of them now. What's the problem? They're not going to intersect. They're parallel. So that's why there's no solution. When would you circle infinite solutions? If these two were the exact same line. Okay? Infinite solutions if they're the same line. No solutions if they don't intersect, just like they did here. All right. I have a couple I need to do with you before the end of class today. Let's start on 18. 18. I don't know if anybody was paying attention when Callie asked her recursive sequence question, but here it comes. Everyone see f n minus 1. Give me another name for that. Give me another name for that little statement. 19. Give me a little another name for this. Nope. F of n, that's f of n. That's f of n minus 1. So I'm looking for what here? A little help for them. That's the what? Previous term. Can somebody automatically eliminate 2 of these answers up here right now? Right now, eliminate 2 of the answers based on what they've given you. 19 again, can we eliminate 2 of the answers?
Probably eliminate 3 and 4.
Why?
Because the previous term is negative.
Well, that doesn't, nope. What's the first term? What's it tell me in the givens? What's the first term? 2. What's the problem with 3 and 4?
It's -8, -10.
Yeah, those aren't, the first terms aren't 2 here. It's -8 and -10. See you later. Okay, help me find the second term now. How do I find the second term using this rule? Here we go, 26. Second term is going to be, ready, -5 times 2, previous term, plus 2. What's the second term? Negative plus 2? Positive? Hold on. You're getting yourself rattled. -5 times 2 plus 2. Okay, which one's the only one that's got -8 as a second term? Okay. We all right? Okay, I'm actually going to, for time's sake here, keep moving to, yes, 22. What's the solutions to the equation? Okay, guys, what exponent do you see up there? 2. You're going to have to factor, quadratic formula, complete the square. You see an exponent of 2, I got to solve it. And take a look at my answers. Do you think factoring would be a great idea here? No. When have you factored and gotten answers like that? Let me answer that. Never. All right. So we have 2 choices right now: complete the square or quadratic formula. Do we prefer one over the other in here? How many? All right. Let's go. Class vote, because we're going to have to know both going into next week. Complete the square. Quadratic formula. Looks like complete the square. Ready? Complete the square. It's already kind of set up for you. Okay, let's start from the get-go. First thing you got to remember for complete the square, make sure your A value is 1. Got it. Next thing, make sure C value is to the other side. Done. It's already done for you. Bless you. So now I need to find the new C value to add on to both sides. Anybody want to take over from here, how to find that new C value? Go ahead, Sam. Okay, divide -8 by 2. Everyone get that number in your head. Don't yell it out. And then do what with that number? Square it, yes. Take that half of that number, divide it by 2, and square it. What's my new C value? 6. My new C value? 16. Add 16, and then keep it balanced. Add 16 to that side. Okay, so I at least know I have 26 over here. Over here, you're going to factor this, and it's going to come out to be the same. So I rewrite it as squared. 7. What was half my B value? -4. So that's what goes in here when you factor it, x minus 4. Good so far? Because not done yet. How do I get rid of that squared up there? How do I get rid of that squared? Here you go, 22. How do I get rid of that squared? Let's go 16. How do I get rid of that squared? Yep, both sides. All right, let me know what's left on the left and the right-hand side. 17, what's left on the left side? X minus 4. How about the right side? Please do not forget about the plus or minus. That's why you have 2 answers, plus and the minus. And the solve for x, you got one more step. Solve for x. 22. Comment down back there. 1. Jack, next step to solve for x.
So you're going to rewrite the equation of the x minus 4 equals...
Oh, hold on. I got to get x by itself. It's still with a minus 4.
Yeah, so then you have to add 4.
That's what I'm add 4 to both sides. So x equals positive 4 plus or minus square root of 26. Completing the square. I would only recommend completing the square. A value is 1, and also that B value should be what if we want to complete the square? Probably even, because you got to take half of it, remember, and square it. Caitlin.
So that wouldn't. So the 4 going on to the other side, with the symbols in front of the.
It's always plus or minus in front of the radical.
Yeah, but with that.
So now if I asked you what your 2 answers were, you would go to your calculator and do 4
Oh, 4 plus or 4 minus.
4 plus the square root of 26 and 4 minus the square root
With the sign.
of 26.
The signs that are before the
Correct. So that's how you would get your 2 answers. All right. And we'll finish it up with 24. Negative 16t squared plus 24t. What's an appropriate domain? X or Y's? X values for domains. Somebody get rid of 2 of these right away. Because 2 of them don't describe the domain. They describe the range instead. Somebody get rid of 2 of them right away. 28, want to get rid of 2 of them right away. 3 and 4. H of t are the y values. We're looking for t, which is the x values. So would it make more sense to go from 0 to 1.5 or 0 to 9? Don't guess. Don't guess. Where can I find a value of the table of all the values? Right in your calculator. Let's go. Y1, negative 16t squared plus 24t. Look at your table. You tell me, should I go from 0 to 1.5 or 0 to 9 based on your table? Again, just looking at the table. I don't care about the graph. I just want to look at your table. And remember, we're throwing a ball in the air. Anybody see 0 to 1.5 or 0 to 9? You guys see negative values past 2, right? Can it be a negative height? No, so I don't want to go past 1.5 there. So 0 to 1.5. Take a look at your assignment sheet for the problems tonight.